Grab a cup of joe and gather round the hay bale with your hosts, Alicia from Country Mama Musings, Kacy from Ormsby Farms, Kacy from Boots and Bounty Homestead, Lisa from Yogi Hollow Farm, and Monica from Bland's Promised Land Ranch. Now, here they are. Hey, y'all. Hey.
Oh! Hi, everyone.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Round the Hay Bale. I'm Alicia.
I'm Kacy.
I'm Kacy.
I'm Lisa.
I'm Monica, and welcome to our first premiere episode of our new podcast.
From gardening to raising animals.
From cooking to canning, we've got what you need.
And tune in every week as we give you tips and tricks along with our weekly guest hosts.
This week, it's the holiday season, and we have a jam-packed show for you.
So today we have YouTuber Mtn Grandma to join us as our guest host for our Christmas holiday.
Along with fun last-minute tips and tricks for holiday shopping.
Y'all, and top chart family band, the Band MacMillan, is here performing live for us on the hay bale.
So sit back, grab your cup of joe, and to start off the show, we have our own Mtn Grandma, Tammy, singing Away in a Manger.
Away in a manger, no crib for a bed. The little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. The stars in the sky look down where he lay. The little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay. The cattle are lowing, the poor baby he wakes. But little Lord Jesus, no crying he makes. I love the Lord Jesus, look down from the sky and stay by my cradle till morning is nigh. Be near me, Lord Jesus, I ask thee to stay close by me forever and love me, I pray. Bless all the dear children in thy tender care, and take us to heaven to live with thee there. Lord, take us to heaven to live with thee there. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Oh, Tammy, that was absolutely beautiful.
Yay, Tammy!
First off, we want to start by thanking everybody on in the chat for joining us for our first episode.
Yay.
So please make sure to keep the chat clean and positive.
And a big thank you to our producing moderators, Brenda at Brenda Baker and Scott at Rambling with the Brooms. Also, we're shooting our first episode live for podcast distribution, so we as hosts will not be able to respond back to the chats. So if you have questions, please use the letter Q and then reach out to the moderators.
Thank you guys for all of your patience as they respond back to your questions. And to start our podcast off right, we have our first guest, who is a mom, and of course, Mtn Grandma, so she's a grandma, a YouTuber, and a social media influencer. So make sure you follow her on all her social media links. And here we go with Mtn Grandma.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Thank you all for having me on.
Thank you, Tammy.
I just want to say that Jenny Goff had a prior obligation that came up last minute, and these things happen. So we wanted to welcome in Mtn Grandma and her beautiful voice and her wonderful channel. So we thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you, Tammy. And Brenda and Scott, if you will drop Mtn Grandma's links in the chat, we would appreciate it. Thank you, Scott and Brenda.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here, you all. I love all you guys.
Oh,
we love you. We love you.
So, Tammy, how did you get started with what made you want to start a YouTube channel?
So I started YouTube just to kind of document some of the things that we do. You know, I'm big into herbal medicine, so I wanted to document some of the things that I've used with my kids, my family, so that they had it for reference, and I thought it would be helpful to others. And we just moved up to northern Arizona a couple of years ago. So it's like my gardening. I'm learning to garden in a totally new zone. I mean, I had the best zone in where we lived before, which we call down in the valley, which we were over in the South Mountains in Levine. But I mean, I had the best dirt. There used to be cattle there. We had worms. We had a pine tree growing in our yard. We had irrigated land. And now I'm up here, you know, trying to garden on cinders, because up here in Williams, there's, you know, a bunch of old volcanoes. That's what our mountains are. They used to be volcanoes. So we get a lot of cinder rock and clay, and it's dry and it gets really cold. So I thought it'd be fun to document that. And some of my songs, you know, that I've written over the years, I thought it would be fun to share those and just to have them, you know, as reference for the kids and ourselves as we, you know, get older. So that was kind of what drove me to start my YouTube channel, more just the documenting part. I was so surprised to find how many friends I would make here.
What, you know, I watch your channel and I've been watching it since you started, and your music blows me away. So for me, as somebody who's not a talented musician like yourself, what keeps you motivated or inspired to keep going?
So I grew up with music. I come from, you know, I call it like a bluegrass family. That's what we did. When I was younger, I wanted to really be famous, and I kind of had hopes for that. It was short-lived, though, because then I decided I wanted to be an engineer. So things kind of changed, but it brings us joy. And I think there's so many good musicians out there. You know, I know you guys have seen my husband play. He's amazing. And we used to be in a band together. And for us, it just brings us joy. We have a blast playing music together. That's just something that we do. So it makes us very happy. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but my brother, who plays an amazing banjo, he just started his channel, the Mountain Martins, and I'm so excited that he's done that. We're trying to figure out how we can play music together over the miles. I know there's software available. I just need to figure out what it is and how to use it, but that's something we want to do. It's going to be super fun because we grew up playing music together, so
That's really cool. That's really cool. And I have seen them, and I think they're amazing. At the time that I met them, I didn't realize they were your brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but thanks for answering that. I think for me as a like I said, a non-musician, it just always, I like to hear what people have to say, what motivates them. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So Tammy, I just want to say, as the daughter of a veteran and the mother of a veteran, I appreciate the music you put out there for our veterans so much. I really love the one video that you did. It was very touching, very moving. I would like to know, could you share with us some of the feedback that you got regarding that song that you shared with all of us on Veterans Day?
Sure, I'm happy to do that. And thank your family for you all's service. You know, it's not our servicemen and women, they go out there but they don't go out there alone. You know, you're there with them in spirit, and likewise they're with you. And it's something that the whole family struggles through. And I mean that word struggle. I think there's so much more to it than what people that don't come from families that serve realize. And so I have gotten a lot of great feedback. I know there was a couple of people that asked me if they could play that video at their, you know, their gatherings or things they had set up for our veterans. And that was it made me very happy. It was very humbling. My whole purpose of doing this song was I was really heartbroken by how I heard our veterans were feeling with the whole Afghanistan thing. And I thought, you know, I just want them to know their value, what they mean to us and how valuable they are. And that's just my main thing. There's so much to it, you know, like I know some people that speak for our veterans, they speak directly to the hardships and the things that they go through. And I felt like I needed to speak to their value. They need to know, you know, regardless of how they feel with what they've gone through, and, you know, regardless of how powerful or how valuable they feel like they are. I mean, come on, how powerful and valuable do any of us feel like we are, right? Like, I don't know. I'm a grandma. You know, I think that it's important for them to realize really how valuable they are to all of us. And that was my intention with the song, and really to just say, hey, we're all sons and daughters of our veterans. And let's not forget that. And let's remember how this country was founded and how we've maintained our freedoms. And let's just all stand strong for them. And the veterans lead the way for us in spirit. It doesn't matter if they're home or if they're abroad, and I think people have heard me say, if they're 120 or 20, they are very special, and they have a unique spirit about them that we all need to draw on. So I feel like they're leading us, so we need them. And that was my intention for that. And I think it was well received. I was very happy about that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, well said, Tammy. Well said. Well said.
Thank you. That was a fun one. Usually I just write songs, you know, for myself, or, you know, maybe I'm mad at my husband. You know, when you're a songwriter, emotion drives it a lot.
Right.
Go ahead, Monica, if you need something.
Well, I was going to say, based on that, I was going to ask you, do you have any new songs in the works? Have you been creating any new songs lately?
So before I got ready for this, my husband's only been allowing me to sing Away in the Manger for like the last 5 days. He wouldn't. If he even heard me think about singing something else, because I'm kind of like a butterfly. I like to do this, and then you guys are that way too. I know, because y'all have a lot of hobbies like I do. And so he's like, "No, just sing Away in the Manger. You got to get this." But I am excited because I am working on a couple of other songs, and sometimes they take me a bit, Monica. There's one that there's one that I'm working on that has to do with loss, and that one I'm really struggling with. What perspective do I want to put on it? Do I want to have this? It's going to be from a woman's point of view, but I think I want her to have kids, and her husband's not present. That's kind of what the gist of the song is going to be. And you know, at first when I was writing it, I started writing it like as if her husband passed. Oh my gosh. And I'd be out here trying to write a song. I'd be bawling my eyes out. And my husband said, quit it. Quit writing, do something else. So in my mind, I think what I'm envisioning is he's maybe away. He's just away. But that's how I have to think about it. But that's one that I'm writing on. And then I did write a faith-based song that's kind of upbeat, kind of turn to God, and that's where your strength is. God knows our future. We go through horrible things, right? Like we all have our own little rows to hoe, and we go through some really hard things, but all things come for good, and we have to kind of cling to that. So we can't sit around and cry about things for too long. And that was more of a song that I wrote for myself at a point in time. And I've been kind of working through it, trying to polish it off a little bit. And then I've got to get the copyright on it before I upload it on YouTube. But I feel, for me, I'm no Band MacMillan. They're amazing. I feel like my strength is more in my songwriting. And I just love to play music. It brings me joy. That's, and I love to write songs. That's a fun thing for me. So those are the things those are my two songs that I'm working on right now.
Well, I was going to ask, how long were you and your husband like in the band scene?
So
did y'all have
we met in, 1990. Many moons. There was some good country music out back then, guys. And at the time, I wasn't 21 yet, so I had a friend who helped me get a fake ID so that I could play music. And so I had a fake ID, and I went to audition for my husband's band. And I was in the band for just, a year or two. And then he started a different band that I wasn't a part of. And then I ended up having my daughter. So, and then I wanted to go to college. So it kind of progressed like that. But for me, the chasing fame part of it was never a big thing for me. It was just I was just having a lot of fun. I don't know, looking back, like we both say, maybe we should have been more serious. We were just having fun, but we played country music, top 40s country. And it was a fun time.
Well, now that Tammy is all checked in around the hay bale and we've asked her a bunch of questions, we would like to introduce our chart-topping musical guests.
So everybody, please welcome to the hay bale, Lauren, Catherine, and Robert for the Band MacMillan.
God rest ye merry gentlemen. Oh, come, Emmanuel, and ransom see what I see. A song star dancing at night with a tail and tears of high. Noel, born is the King of Israel. This is Christ, who shepherds God and angels sing. Taste to bring him all the babe, the Son of Mary.
Wow, that was beautiful. Oh Holy Night actually
Yes.
that made me choke up a little bit on Oh Holy Night. If you're enjoying the music here on Round the Hay Bale, be sure to scan the QR code on the screen to download all the music you hear here today.
Also, learn more about our sponsor for the hay bale, American Crafted Catalog. You can find it on Instagram, and it began with one simple question. Is there a place that we can buy online goods from small farms and homesteads?
The innocent question came from Brandy from Farm and Animals, and by the end of the day, the homestead community was at work.
The American Crafted Catalog believe that working together as a community gives us a louder voice in the marketplace, and they are delighted to bring you the first edition of their catalog.
So y'all, for more information on all of our sponsors and the music, again, make sure to click that QR code somewhere here on the screen. There it is. And it will take you to all of the links that we have provided for every single episode.
Okay, so Christmas is a busy time of year, and we get questions all the time on simple and easy pantry gift ideas from or for the holidays.
You know, and this is going to be our first edition, y'all, of From the Pantry. So it's going to be tips and tricks and kind of last minute shopping ideas, I guess you could say.
Okay. So it's really nice that we have Tammy here with Mountain Grandma because she did a collaboration recently. And I thought, you know, I need to go into my pantry and get all of those last minute things that are left over from the pantry from baking season, right, guys? So one of the things that I did and I wanted to bring up on our show today is I made these really adorable little spoons that you can use to make espresso, mocha, cocoa, little stirring things. Here, I'm going to put it over in Kacy's mug and stir it up. But you know, all of these items that I use to make these adorable little spoons that you can gift for the holidays, they all came out of my pantry. You know, a half opened bag of chocolate chips, a half open jar of crystals for coffee. There are all these things in your pantry that if you go in and you have an open mind and look around, see what's left over after baking season, you can come up with something to make some really great gifts for the holiday season. I did make a video on these, so if you want step-by-step instructions, you can check that out. But I want to thank Tammy from Mountain Grandma because she inspired me to make these. And I know that Monica has done some really great pantry get-togethers as well to make some holiday gifts. So I'm going to throw it over to Monica and have her share what she found in her pantry.
So I am a bit of a keeper. I like to call it a keeper, not a hoarder. Okay, we don't say the word hoarder in my house. Well, Eric says it, just not me. But I am a keeper, and which means I keep all things that I feel like might be useful, because when you live further away from the store, we live, almost 30 minutes from a Walmart or Target or any of those places. And so it's important for me on a homestead out further away to have a lot of access to different items. And so if that means I grab a few extras when I'm shopping, I do. So in my pantry recently, I made one of my husband's favorite holiday treats here, and that is the Ritz crackers and some peanut butter, super easy, and then some chocolates, which I always have dipping chocolates because I'm kind of bougie that way. Like I like to use the the actual fancy dipping chocolate. I buy them from the store. And so, but I keep them on hand. You can put them in the freezer. My mother-in-law has taught me that when in doubt, freeze the chocolate. Don't keep your chocolate in your pantry, put it in your freezer, and it'll keep until next year. As a matter of fact, she's amazing. She just pulled out a 5-pound bag of dipping chocolate because she's bougie like me. And she pulled her chocolate out and she was like, look at this. It's perfect. It's like a 2.5 pounds left. So she pulled it out from her freezer and she was able to start dipping her chocolates this year. And so we're chocolate dippers. We like to make peanut butter balls and coconut balls and dip the Ritz crackers, make a Ritz cracker peanut butter sandwich, dip that in all the different chocolates that you might have sitting in your freezer or your pantry. And the great thing is, just like Alicia did, you can put these together in some, I'm not as fancy though about the bags. I've got Ziploc bags maybe in my pantry or the cheap ones from the Dollar Tree. And I'll just stick them in a bunch of bags and make them look pretty and hand them out to all the Sunday school teachers or the SLP that'll come to my house and help with my kid or the mailman, because it's 2021 now. So we can actually make things and give them to people again.
Right.
Yeah.
I was handing out gifts the other day and I was like, we wouldn't have done this last year, children.
No. We've taken a couple steps forward.
Yes, we are.
But Monica, I think what you said is great with Alicia also for these homemade gifts for like teachers and that kind of stuff. I joined in on a cookie challenge and made a cookie in a jar. And shout out to Leanne from the Mennonite. Said, she's like, I want to thank you because now my kids want me to make this for their teachers. I'm telling you, it's another way to use stuff in your pantry. The flour, the leftover chocolate chips, oats. Throw it together and it lasts for 6 months. If you use the canning lids, it's 6 months. It will last without the wet ingredients. It's so cute. You can make a little tag. Shameless plug. We have our tags on our website. You can visit our Instagram for that. But they're such a great gift. I mean, I love giving homemade gifts now. Right, Kacy? Other Kacy, twin Kacy?
Yeah. I want to add on to that because you can also, instead of doing just the cookies in a jar, you can also make cake mixes. And y'all stay tuned for my cookie video that's coming out that I'm going to be tagging in on the couple of the collaborations going on for my cookie, which also acts along with making the cookie in the jar kind of thing, but using cake mixes. And also I wanted to add on, I'm going to do a little plug here as well, that tonight on our live at 5 p.m. Central, we're going to be making our Christmas candy. And what Monica's talking about with the Ritz crackers, we're actually doing that live. So we'll be on there making our Christmas candy and stuff tonight to give out to our mailman and family members and stuff like that.
And for me,
awesome.
I like to go local. I like to take a walk downtown and support local artists. Those little shops downtown that just have all those great things. You can buy soaps, you can buy little handmade embroidered towels, you name it, and they just bring a great touch to the holidays. And they're great last minute gifts and they're great long thought out gifts too. So that's what I prefer to do.
Yeah, I love buying local. What about you, Tammy?
We have a lot of those little shops here in Williams, but everything's going to say Grand Canyon. Well, you're going to have a lot of Grand Canyon items. I love to make things for people. And I like to make those items that are consumable and put them in something that they can use. So like, the nice little jars and things like that. I love those things. And sometimes it's hard to buy things for people. And you don't like, for example, like cologne, you don't know what they're going to like or not like. Right. What if they don't like it at all? Those kinds of things are hard, So I love to make things that I know that are going to taste good. Like, if it's teas or mixed drinks or like Kacy was saying, oh my goodness, those treats that you made, Monica, were out of this world. And I love those little spoons, Alicia. And Lisa, I know you got some stuff going on that you're making.
I do. I've got a sugar scrub coming up. I actually did just a quick and easy chocolate bark yesterday, and for Monica's treat thing. But yours will be the sugar scrub. And awesome. We have that coming up this week.
And I'll do a plug here for our sponsor. Talking about the American Crafted Catalog. If you guys follow me on my Instagram, I did a shout out to 5 Dog Farm, which is part of that catalog and part of the producer. for getting it all put together with the other 5 channels there. And I bought her beeswax wraps, and I'm actually giving 2 sets of those out as gifts. And also, I'll go ahead and kind of say Kacy here has a store where you can get, candles and soaps and stuff like that. And then Alicia, she does her towels with the crocheted little hangers on them and the cannon mats that everybody's waiting to get their hands on and different things like that. Lisa's even starting to make soap and different things like that. Monica, she goes all out meat, and has her different meat sources and stuff like that. So just a little bit about each of us on things that we do produce, and to think about the holiday season as you go out and are even shopping for last minute gifts this week. Think about those local people and the homesteads and farms around you in your area and see what they produce, even jams and jellies or anything like that. Be great last minute gifts. Even if you can't produce it yourself, somebody around you can. So be on the lookout for people like that you can buy for Christmas.
And I think one thing that people often overlook is the fact that sometimes somebody's wanting to start a craft or a skill and don't know how. So you don't have to give them a completed product. You could give them the crochet hook and the yarn and maybe some printouts from the internet to be able to give them, because maybe they've mentioned they really want to learn how to do that. Give it to them so maybe they'll start it because they wouldn't have done it for themselves.
Good call.
I do that for my niece as well. Like for my niece when she was younger, even my daughter, she wanted to sew. So for Christmas, I bought her a sewing machine. And then my niece, she wanted to learn how to crochet. So I got her a little crochet bag with, a couple of skeins of yarn in it, a couple of crochet hooks to get her started, and then I offered to her to teach her how to. And of course, on any of our channels, we show how to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right. And I did want to follow up on those beautiful canning mats. I have 2 available, and I will be doing a YouTube tutorial on how to make those. So stay tuned for that. I sent Monica some pictures.
Yeah.
I want
one of those. No, wait for me. I'm getting my hands on one first. I have to order mine.
I'll be making more.
So, quick, Monica.
I know. I'll be, as soon as we get off of here, I'm going to be messaging you back. Don't worry. It's funny that we talk about this today because on Wednesday, I was talking to my kids at church and we were talking about gifting and good gifts. Gifts don't have to be, just from your pantry. They can be your talents. They can be your time and your energy. And just like Lady Boots Kacy said, when you give part of the things like Lisa had suggested, you give a portion of an item and then you offer your time, just because sometimes when you do have a little bit of time extra from YouTube or whatever you're doing, offering your time and those talents are so big. And that's what matters most, especially when you're talking to younger people. They may not have a lot of money to put into gifts or stocking their pantries. Sometimes your time is the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. And I think it goes back to that old adage about how you can give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day, or you can teach a man to fish and he'll eat for life. We have these skills that we can share. And it's so wonderful that you ladies brought up the fact about, giving the crochet hooks and the skeins of yarn and giving your time and showing somebody how to do this craft. It's a craft, I think, that we lost for a while. I think there was a resurgence in it. But I think it's wonderful, the sewing, the baking, and the crochet and the arts of just different mediums. Really great for us to pass on to the next generation.
And 2 things that I wanted to add is that, number one, a lot of folks see crochet or knitting and they think, oh, it's a gender thing, right? It's a female thing. It's not. I will have you know that there are men's knitting circles because of the fact that knitting and crocheting and any type of yarn work with your hands has been shown to reduce your blood pressure, reduce your anxiety, increase your serotonin. It's really good stuff. The other thing is that giving of your time. If you have an elderly relative, they can't do things around the house. Don't worry about a gift. Ask them, what do you need around the house, and help them.
Right.
Yes.
I was reading last night in the bed. We have our electricity company that sends out a little magazine every few months or so. And in it last night, they were talking about inexpensive gifts, that you can provide And it's along the same line as we're talking here. They were talking about the homemade goods and gifts and such like that. And they really hounded in on making the coupon books, for I'll cut your yard, or I'll take you to go get groceries or something like that. And usually kids think about doing that. But, even grown-ups can do that for like elderlies or for handicapped, disabled, even vets, anything like that.
Yes.
We can provide those coupon books and those be chores and helping them out. And it's the gift that gives all year, because you're not going to use a yard working coupon right now. You're going to wait till later. So, that's an idea too. It's for adults as well.
That's awesome.
Yep. Any last minute ideas? All right. Well,
sorry.
No, go ahead. What you got?
I was just going to say, when it comes to making things for your family too, some of those keepsake items are awesome. Like all of my kids and grandkids have, some kind of blanket that I've made for them, or Afghan that's been crocheted or something like that. And those are always wonderful keepsakes. They might, take a lot longer than just a week to do, but they love them and they use them and keep them. And I love that. I still have blankets my grandma's made for me. Both of them. I come from a crafty family, and I still have those. And I think those are awesome keepsake items.
Oh, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree too.
All of my children have quilts that I've made them.
Yeah.
If you look behind me, that's a keepsake from my son. The ornament. There you go. and I still have it on my tree.
Isn't it a wonderful feeling to go over to someone's home and see the blanket that you made for them draped across the back of the couch? It is such a wonderful feeling. And I have family members that I made blankets for Afghans 20 years ago, and I'll go visit, and that Afghan, it's not like they knew I was coming and they have to get the Afghan out of the closet and throw it over the back of the chair.
Yeah.
It's a surprise visit, and that Afghan is there, and it's like, wow, they really did appreciate that.
I love doing that. Mm-hmm. And it's so fun. You know what I do too, guys? I pray over them when I'm doing them. When I'm crocheting an app, not like constantly, because that would just be weird. But I do that before I give it to them. I don't know. I feel like I'm thinking about them while I'm making it. So why not? And I think it's really nice to have that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And one thing I'm doing this year is I've had to sneak to my mom's house and get something from her house. And I don't think she's on here, but I am actually making a shadow box for her out of something she had. And she has been talking about doing it for probably 20 years or so, but never got around to doing it. And I actually had a friend that was selling some shadow boxes on Facebook. And so I bought them. That way I can make her gift, and give to her. And I'm really excited about doing that, because she's talked about it for so long, and I finally get to do it.
I hope you're going to share that, Kacy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see it.
I got to put it together here pretty soon. I haven't put it all together yet, but I could video and put it out afterwards.
That's cool. That's something I've never tried to do. That's pretty neat.
Yeah. Well, all right, guys. If anybody in chat or watching the replay, listening on the podcast, liked any of these ideas or want more ideas from any of us today, make sure you follow us on all of our social media links, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, hit them all. And the links will be provided in the description below. And if you're listening on the podcast, go back to our YouTube and go to the description box as well below if you can't get to it through the podcast or any other links.
Well, now that you've heard them sing, now they're sitting down with us here at the Hay Bale to talk about how it all started. Welcome to the show, Lauren, Catherine, and Robert.
Ooh,
Yay! Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
Who's
So, Alicia,
starting?
I'm going to start first. So what made y'all want to get into a band together? Because we all have siblings. I think most of us have siblings. And you think, okay, siblings and then being 24/7 as a band. What made y'all think, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's do that.
Yeah, so it was about 10 years ago, and I was really interested in the whole YouTube world, and there were a lot of different artists that were getting their start on there, and they were doing music videos with cover songs, and I thought, that looks so much fun. So I talked both of them into it. Robert was 7 years old at the time, so he's little, tiny. And so we would actually sing pop music, and then I would write in a little rap part for Robert. And it wasn't until about 2015 when I started writing music that country really came out, just because we were so heavily influenced by that when we were younger. And that's when we were like, let's do this like full-time career kind of, let's go for it. So I guess it sort of started out as just a fun way to make videos, if that answers your question.
That's awesome. Did you guys play music? So you started, you said he was 7, and how old were you?
Let's see, I was 16.
Oh my goodness.
I was 16 and Catherine was 13. 13, yeah.
Do y'all come from a musical family?
Well, on my mom's side, like her mom and then all of our great aunts, they can play any instrument by ear. So I guess that's where it really pulls from. But our dad can't really carry a tune.
It's my dad's side too. I gotcha.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, guys, that I really enjoyed your Dear Miranda video, and much like your mother, I cried. It's really beautiful, and it's just a really wonderful tribute to Miranda. And I wanted to know from each of you, what's your favorite Miranda song? And part 2, have you heard anything back from her since you've released that single?
Yeah, so I'll start with my favorite. Have to be Automatic. That's my favorite.
I like The House That Built Me.
Yes, me too.
I like Bluebird, probably. It's my favorite.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. And then part 2, we have not heard anything from her. So I don't know if she's heard it or not, but hopefully she has.
That would be cool.
Miranda. Hashtag Miranda. You got to get some feedback for these guys. It's a wonderful single, guys. I really enjoy it.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to us.
So for folks watching, what kind of genre would you consider your music to be?
Yeah, country, 100%. We like to, so we grew up sort of listening, Catherine and I, especially to the 90s, and 90s country, and then Robert loves all the old throwback. Give him some names, Robert.
A lot of like Waylon Jennings and George Jones. And
oh, yeah.
All the good stuff, right?
Merle Haggard.
So we definitely want to have, the banjos, the mandolins, the fiddles, and all of our sound. We want to keep that traditional country sound in our music, but also I think in a way sort of keep it updated and modern, sort of marry the two. Yeah.
Yeah. And you've built a successful business around this.
Yeah. So we've been we started doing TikTok videos during quarantine, and it was really cool for us because we were able not only to just post singing videos, but also videos like prank videos and different things to let people know about like our sibling bond and just have fun. We just want to be almost like entertainers, if that makes sense, along with being musicians. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, your vlogs are great on your sibling games. Those are great.
Thank you. We have fun time making them.
I first thought you guys.
Oh, I'm talking over something. I just want to say I loved vlog number 2. I watched that on repeat. Well, sorry about the dentist, buddy. I'm sorry about the dentist. That broke my heart.
Oh, yeah, we got the wisdom tooth one. It's coming. I just have to edit it. We have it all. That happened over the summer, so that one's coming. That one's, get ready for that one. You're going to like that one. The follow-up.
I first got to know you guys and seeing you guys pop up in my feed was one of your TikToks, and it was the one where y'all were in the vehicle talking about the boyfriend. You were trying to sing the song, and hint to him kind of thing. Yeah, that's where I first saw you guys, and I was like, that's so funny.
Yep, that was for our song "Somebody's Got to." So that one came out November 4th, not too long ago, and we had a fun time making the video for that, and people really connected with that video, which was awesome. So, yeah.
So you all have been on, so I know you have a YouTube. You've been on YouTube for a while. I went back and was looking at some of your stuff because when I found you on my Facebook feed, like most people probably have lately, where you're in the feed and you're in the car. Well, I immediately was like, oh my gosh, this is the cutest thing. And so being the mom I am, I'm like, they're like kids. And so I, like stalked you and went on to YouTube and I was like, oh my gosh, they're so sweet. Like, I love these kids. And so then I felt bad for Robert because I'm like, oh my goodness, being the only boy. So I have one girl and I have 7 boys. So my girl, she knows how to like hang. So then I was like, Robert's just got to be like, dude, y'all need to stop. So So I know you guys have blown up really quick, though. Even though you've been around a while, I feel like you guys just blew up really fast. Once Somebody's Got To came out and, the TikTok kind of get it going. Do you feel like it really went fast all of a sudden?
Yeah, I think so for sure. Because prior to that, we had been repetitively posting videos, and it would take us so long to film these music videos, especially when Robert was younger. And it was like a several day process, and now it's like we can just pull out our phone and film a video in 30 minutes and put it up, and people seem to like that better than the stuff that's super elaborate and thought out, Yeah. The ones that you're like, oh, nobody's gonna watch this, it's the lighting's horrible, no, and you spend no time on it. Those are the ones that just go and you're like, wait, what? It's really weird. It's very
relate.
How did y'all feel when? Because I think the last time I checked, Somebody's Got To is at 78,000 views on YouTube.
Yeah.
When y'all hit the first 10,000, what was going through y'all's mind when you hit the first 10,000?
Yeah, it was really crazy for me, especially because I do all the editing and I post it and run all the accounts. So, like in the past, we put up a video and I'm like, yes, it hit 100, let's go, So for it to go like it did, it was just insane. I guess whenever we type in the Band MacMillan, Somebody's Got To music video kept popping up. I was like, y'all, we got to get a music video out. People are wanting a music video. So yeah, it hit the 10,000 pretty quickly. It was surprising and exciting.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I love that song, by the way, too.
Thank you so much.
I, like Monica, stalked you afterwards too, because I learned about through Monica, and I think the first thing I listened to was Somebody's Got To, and I was like, okay, stalking now, because we're older here, so TikTok I'm not as knowledgeable on, but I struggled and stalked y'all enough to find y'all's TikTok account. So y'all are amazing. Y'all are great, y'all.
Thank you.
We appreciate
You're
it.
stalkable.
What's your favorite holiday song for each of you? Because I'm sure it's different.
Come on, you go.
My favorite's probably Christmas in Dixie.
Ooh, that's a good one. You know,
I like All I Want for Christmas Is You. That's a classic.
Yep.
Mine's it's the most wonderful time of the year. Oh, I love that song.
Awesome. You guys sound even pumped just sharing about it.
I'm excited.
I love your energy. It's awesome.
Thank you.
So I saw your short.
Mine's going to be Tennessee Christmas. Just saying.
That is a good one.
So I saw your shorts where you were throwing the pens into the jar.
Yeah.
And my favorite part was when Catherine was like, when it didn't hit the jar for the 12 hours of nonstop Christmas movies. And Catherine was like, oh. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. Because so many people would love to just veg and watch 12 hours of Christmas movies. Like, that's a dream. Like, for real. So what would be your first movie to start with? If you were going to watch 12 hours of Christmas movies, what would you start with?
I'd probably start with Christmas with the Cranks.
Oh, that was what I
love that
movie.
I think that's so funny. And it's an underrated movie. Nobody really talks about it.
We've seen that movie like 100 times at least, and I could watch it over and over and over.
So every year, my kids and I, on November, usually like right at the end of November, we make a Christmas movie list, and we have all of the movies that we want to watch that season, and we try to plan out days that we can watch it as a family. And Christmas with the Cranks is a must watch, but it's usually the week before Christmas. So that will be this week, as well as, the classic what is it, Jingle All the Way, and some of those other ones that are older. And you're right, very underrated. Christmas with the Cranks is one of our top movies. So good call on that one.
That's awesome, Monica. And what you guys might not know is Monica's got 8 kids. So if they're all making a list of what they want to watch, I mean, that takes more than a week if you watch one a day.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a month. It's a month-long thing.
I think it's impressive. Like, you guys sound awesome. And from what I'm hearing from you is you're doing all your own editing. You're handling the lighting. I mean, you sound great. Are you using like any music software, or you're doing all that too, right?
Yeah, thank you so much. So we have a few producers that we work with on original stuff, but other than that, like if we ever do any type of YouTube cover and we want it recorded and then do like a lip sync music video, we have our own mic and I run all that. I went to Berklee College of Music, and so I, was able to take some extra courses in production and that kind of thing to help me out with that.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is so cool.
I just want to chime in here about your vlog when you all went to the lake.
Oh, yeah.
You followed that up with your song Lake Day. I had to laugh when you guys jumped in the water and you had your life preservers on and they come up around your chin and they choke you and you're floating on your back and you're saying, this is so uncomfortable. I wanted to know, because we used to have a boat. We used to take our kids out on the lake and the river all the time. I've got to know, do you ever put your life jackets on upside down?
Yeah, like a diaper.
Like a diaper. Okay, good deal. Good. You're my new favorite people. Good deal.
Yes, we do that. We should have done that day.
It's so great because you put it on like a diaper and you just float. You just bob like a bobber. And I was thinking about this earlier today. It's like, that would be a really great song too. Like you're bobbing on the water like a bobber, wearing your life jacket like a diaper. And how is the water today? Depends.
Wah, wah, wah.
I'm looking
Next
for more
viral
great
TikTok
vlogs.
right there.
The vlogs are great.
Alicia, you can always trust she's going to have great ideas for T-shirts or songs or anything. You're awesome.
Yeah.
Put it on a tee.
Yeah.
No, that's Alicia's line. And if you say something funny, she'll text back you and she's like, # put it on a tee.
Oh, yeah.
Hashtag bobber.
# bobber. So
Floating like a bobber.
Some Band MacMillan merch. # bobber. So just saying.
All right, we'll be looking for that TikTok video when it goes viral. Okay?
Shout us out.
Yeah, shout out Alicia. Put it on a tee.
Hey, my rule is if I throw a hashtag out, put it on a tee, and you put it on a tee, I get a tee. That's my deal. I want a tee. That's my finder's fee. So floating like a bobber, the Band MacMillan hashtag. Send it to Country Mama. But seriously, keep up the vlogs. They're great.
Thank
you.
So are you all in school too?
I've graduated.
I'm still in school. I'm in college.
And I'm a junior in high school still. So
Are you finding that you have plenty of time to balance all of this out? Or are you finding that you have to really work hard to get that good balance right now?
I feel like I'm able to balance it more because I'm a senior this year, so I'm not taking that many hours at all. And especially since recently, since we put all of our originals out and our following and stuff is picked up, it's been more of a priority because we're having to put more stuff out quicker. So I feel like maybe like my freshman and sophomore year, it was a little more of a struggle since it was just like an adjustment, but now it's gotten a lot easier.
Yeah, big difference for senior year compared to your freshman and sophomore.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I play baseball as well. So, like whenever I started playing baseball for like the high school or whatever, I kind of learned to manage my time with academics and extracurricular stuff. So that helped me be able to manage it. But yeah, I got to do a lot of schoolwork and everything and balance it out. So I find it kind of hard, but I like to procrastinate too. So
Yeah, I like to procrastinate too.
One of the, do you have any special mics or anything or recording setups that you would recommend for people that are trying to make music or trying to just record in general?
Yeah.
I think like it's important to have at least start off with GarageBand. That's what I've done, and then a mic that's really good is one. It's like a USB mic. You can plug it straight into your computer. It was the first mic that I had. It was the Audio Technica 2020. And I'm trying to think. You can just get that. You can get like a mic stand on Amazon, really, and then like a $10 pop filter to put in front of your mic, just because it stops and all that smacking noise you might pick up if you're just open. And honestly, you can work wonders with just that. So yeah, it's not that expensive either. I mean,
Awesome.
the MacBook gets a little pricey there, but
Yeah.
I do have a follow-up question for Robert. I really want to know, and girls, plug your ears if you have to. Robert, since they tacked into your GPS and took over as your GPS voices, I want to know, what do you have planned for the girls as retaliation? You've got to have something great for when they took over your GPS.
Oh, I've been brainstorming a lot lately. I'd like to set up something where some random guy picks him up or something.
What?
Actually driving him off. And in reality, I was like,
Oh my goodness.
Robert, like we're getting kidnapped or something?
Between the GPS and the clown music, he's got to get
I got him.
They wear me out. Just for the fun.
It's so great to get Robert's faces on camera. That's the best part. Reactions.
They use me.
Well, Lauren likes to stop and ask people to listen to her sing songs or, put stuff in the car. I saw that guy jogging by and you're playing the song for him. I thought that was amazing. I laughed so hard. I was like, oh my gosh, that is so great.
It was the funniest thing. Oh yeah, you can ask Catherine and Robert, I drive them crazy because I'm always like, let's do that again. It can be a TikTok. Let's make it a TikTok. Come on. They're like, oh, not again. Like, you never know when a camera's going to be out around us, just because I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. Let's do that. And then
Well,
now you got to be extra careful.
Right.
That's right.
That's good to know, because my husband does the same thing. He's like, why are you filming this again?
Life of YouTubers.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know about all of you, but I'm kind of glad we didn't have TikTok and YouTube and stuff when we were young. I was in Robert's spot. Robert, I'm the youngest, and I got 2 older brothers, so totally feel you. And they like to do pranks on me too.
Well, the good news is that if we had all of this when I was younger, it would have been censored right out, so we'd have been good. It'd have been deleted right off of YouTube.
You would have got that friendly little email from YouTube.
Yeah. Strike. You're done.
Yeah.
Well, we have had such a nice time chatting with you all. I'm so excited that y'all were here and that we could chat with you. Like I said, we've all kind of seen you and just enjoyed your music. And so the Band MacMillan will play for us again at the end of the show. They will be back to perform their new chart-topping Christmas single, Single Bells.
All right, but before that, our show would not be just fantastic without some Christmas giveaways. Woo!
We also want to send out a huge thank you to the 2 companies who donated the giveaway prizes today, Done Roaming Acres and Bar and Forage. So a huge thank you to them. Again, I'm putting up the QR code, so if you want to learn more about these companies after the giveaway, click up there, and there. That way?
It's that way.
If you're watching, you can see it.
So for our first giveaway is Christmas Spice goat milk and honey soap colored with rose hip powder and topped with bursting gold beads from Dun Roman Acres. It's available on Etsy and Instagram, so be sure to check out their shops. Click that QR code to get their information.
Wow.
So y'all, this is the first hashtag to put into the comments. Y'all start it up. I want to see entries going. Put hashtag jingle to win that soap. from Done Roaming Acres. And I'm going to put their, we got that. Bam!
Oh,
Pew, pew.
Wow.
Isn't that pretty, y'all?
beautiful.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Y'all start putting it in. Hashtag jingle. Hashtag jingle. I see some entries come in.
I see them.
Jingle it up.
Jingle, jingle.
Hashtag
Jingle, jingle.
jingle.
Hashtag jingle. Put it on a shirt.
Hashtag jingle. Check out that horrible rendition I did. Get it to 1K.
Poor Sherman. Poor Sherman.
I was about to say that.
But you knew Country Mama was behind that, right? So
I couldn't help myself. I had to help with the lyrics when I started thinking about things like that. But I hope Sherman forgives me for saying he was thinking.
hey, you're speaking the truth.
One more time while we're waiting for more entries. Keep the entries coming. But here's the picture again. I've popped up the link if you would like to purchase stuff from Done Roaming Acres. They're on Etsy. They're on Instagram as well. The mods will drop the links in the chat, but she does some great stuff. I get some goat milk soap from her and body butter. I learned about body butter, y'all. It's amazing. Oh my God. I'm all about it.
So there's 30 people in the chat. How many people have are in the drawing right now?
16 entries. 16 entries. Y'all come on. Hashtag jingle. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes.
It's an easy hashtag. Come on, y'all.
Jingle all the way.
Hashtag jingle it up.
I think we need Lisa to sing until people put the hashtag in there.
Quick, put the hashtag in there. Don't make me sing. And then when you're done, go over and see our video after the podcast.
Oh my gosh, we need to do a parody. We need to do a parody on that Mariah Carey thing that's going on, the reels right now where everybody sings. What I want for Christmas, all I want for Christmas. We need to go, oh guys, don't make me jingle bells, Sherman smells. We need to do a parody on that. That would be funny.
Okay, so I have 7 entries, so I'm gonna go ahead and draw, y'all. Come on, last couple of seconds. But here we go.
Dun, 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 dun. Who's gonna get it? Linda!
Congratulations, Linda.
Yes. All right, and down below, if you want to send us your address to roundthehaybale@gmail.com so we can have the company send out your prize. So I'm leaving it up there for a second. Linda Homestead, send us an email at roundthehaybale@gmail.com to receive your prize.
Yay!
Okay.
Congratulations.
Yay! Lisa, let's talk about our next giveaway.
I was going to say, before we wrap up our holiday episode, we want to hear from you. Click. I've screwed that up. Let's go back a minute. So, Troy and Eli, a father-son blacksmith duo sharing faith in forging. Secret surprise gift is for our next giveaway. The work is available on Instagram, and their website is www.barrunforge.com. And so the hashtag for this, Kacy, is hashtag holiday.
Ding, ding, ding. Put in hashtag holiday, y'all. Hashtag holidays. Let's see these entries coming in. Come on, hashtag holiday.
And it's a surprise. They do beautiful work. I want to know what it is because they do such great stuff.
If you guys haven't checked out Bar Run Forge, you need to go over there and check them out.
Yeah,
they do metal work. It's just very amazing. One of those dying arts, and they do it, and they are true artists. I hope we get to find out what the surprise was.
Oh, I do too. I want to know.
I hope we can post it so we can all see it.
Yes, whoever wins this, you all need to share.
Come on, y'all, hashtag holiday.
Maybe Bar Run Forge will send us a picture of what they're going to send for a later podcast so we can show everybody what the gift was.
Yeah. Oh, we get more entries on this one. All right. Couple more minutes, y'all. I'm gonna press that beautiful blue button.
We have a steak brand from them. And let me just tell you, it is the coolest thing to brand your own steaks with metalwork from Bar and Forth. Awesome.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Okay, here we go. We're drawing. Who's it gonna be? The Mountain
That's my sister-in-law. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Right.
Winners. All righty. Tammy's family, make sure to email roundthehaybale@gmail.com so they can send out your gift. Again, congratulations to the Mountain Martins, and email roundthehaybale@gmail.com so we can prize them out. So y'all,
Yay! Thank you for supporting your sister today. See, y'all won something.
Now, next, before we wrap up our holiday episode, we want to hear from you. Click the link in the chat provided by our moderators to come live and ask us or Mountain Grandma a question.
Please keep it family friendly, guys. We will be screening the calls before they go live.
Come on.
So we have
drop that link.
We have 28 people in the chat.
I'm actually going to drop it too.
26 because they're leaving now that we asked them to come up.
Right.
We don't bite hard.
Well, wait a minute. Maybe it's because they can't keep it clean.
Oh.
And they're behaving themselves. I think
means,
that's appropriate.
That means all my friend and family are in the chat.
Yeah. Mine just left.
People just left.
You're so funny, Alicia.
Come on.
Anybody thumbs up, you can talk to.
Oh, I have one.
Our first victim.
Yes.
First victim. And
welcome, girl.
Oh, sorry, Brownie, stop. I just needed to tell my favorite YouTubers all on this panel, congratulations, and what a wonderful first show that you had.
Thank
you. Thank you so much, Ann.
Thank you, Ann.
Oh. All righty, we have another one.
Bye, Ann.
Couldn't keep it clean. She's leaving.
I don't know about you guys, but hearing all that in Ann's voice just made it all the sweeter.
I know.
Yes.
Making me
I
tear
can
I just wanted to know how long.
I just wanted to say congratulations on your wonderful first show.
Thank you, Ann.
Thank you.
And she's gone again.
Okay, we'll try one more time. I wanted to know who thought of doing this podcast around the hay bale, and how long did it take you? Okay. How long did it take you to come together with the idea and how you were going to go about it?
Overnight.
Yeah, we're just that. Yeah, overnight. No, it's been a long, ladies, what, 3 months maybe? We've been.
Kacy had a dream.
I did. I had a dream. And I said, thou shall have Alicia, Lisa, Monica, and Kacy on my live every week. No, I just thought, when you watch TV, you have all these daytime talk shows and they're getting kind of wah, wah, wah nowadays. And I'm like, for me as a new homesteader going into this homesteading journey that we are, I wish I had like a daytime talk show that I could listen in to, tips and tricks from experienced homesteaders that could help out, people that are watching our channels. And so I reached out to all 4 of these ladies. I said, I know y'all probably think I'm crazy, but would y'all like to do a podcast? And all of them text back within like 2 minutes and said, yeah, you're crazy, but yeah, I'm down. Let's do it.
We won't tell nobody.
Yeah, we won't tell anybody. But it took about 3 months to get this all together. And reaching out to Tammy, we reached out to the Band MacMillan, and a couple other really cool hosts. So it's taken a while, but we were excited. So it was me.
And
all me.
this guy right here, he does so much work for this. Guys, he deserves 99.9% of the credit. Lisa's been a great help to him. We all kind of put our little 2 cents in, but he's the man behind the Iron Curtain doing all the work.
Yeah, and at this time, I just want to take a second to give a special shout out and a heartfelt thank you to you, Kacy, at Ormsby Farms for putting this together and for really busting it out. And we appreciate you, we love you, and we just love your friendship.
Yes, love y'all. Thank you.
Every time he comes up with something for us, we're like mind blown, the stuff he comes up with for us.
Well, you all did a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You all did a great job, so thank you very much. And I wish you all the best of luck because this was really good. It was a good first podcast.
Thank you.
I love the music idea. I love the sponsor idea. I love that you all work together on this. I can't wait to watch many more. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
That was nice.
That was so sweet. See, I feel all giddy, like a little schoolgirl.
Oh, me
like a little schoolgirl over
You feel
here.
all warm and tingly inside.
Right. Okay.
Anybody else?
I think nobody else wants to play with us.
They will over time. They'll come up to play over time as we get more podcasts under our belt. They'll
Yeah.
be lining up at the door.
They won't be as scared of us, I guess.
Maybe we could do a last call just to push somebody to come on up real quick.
Hey, last call.
Last call.
Keep it clean.
Any questions for Tammy or for any of us?
Or if you have a question for the Band MacMillan, I'll pull them back up again.
Yeah.
Does anybody have a question for the Band MacMillan in the chat? Come on up and ask. I'm sure Lauren, Catherine, and Robert would love to answer your questions.
I think what's happening is there's so many people wanting to get on. They're all tripping over each other.
Yes.
And that's why we just can't see.
They crashed the phone line.
Well, I just saw
the phone line.
Jay at Celtic.
I saw this. That was funny.
Come on, Jay.
Oh, be scared. They don't bite.
Hard.
Did you see what Daz said? Maybe
Yeah.
that's the
What
deal.
does that say? Hold on, let me pull it
Morning
up.
faces.
Sleepy. Well, Daz, good day, mate. See, I've been practicing I've been practicing. Uh-oh.
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 Is it?
Uh-oh. And uh-oh.
Guys!
That was Rambling with the Brooms.
Yay!
You're muted.
No, I'm not muted. I'm just playing with you.
That was a good
Great job, guys. First time. I know it was a little rough, and I apologize from my end for not dropping the links as quick. But it's growing pains, and it'll be much better next week.
Yes, and we thank you and Miss Brenda for dropping the links for us.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, we would not be able to focus here and there. So
You guys did a really good job. I just wanted to make sure the link worked because there's still 43 likes. There's still quite a few people, 26 people in here, and nobody's coming up. That's
don't be scared of us, and make sure to click that thumbs up, y'all, if you like it. It helps us out. So subscribe.
Absolutely.
So thank you, Scott.
Well,
all right,
I'm gonna
guys,
be
you guys take care.
optimistic.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
I'm going to be optimistic and think that a lot of people are just listening to us at
Yes.
work or maybe
Yeah.
on a drive. I listen to YouTube on a drive or places like that. So maybe people are just listening and enjoying us on their Monday morning.
There you go.
And I just want to throw in shameless plugs for all of us. Is if you want more of us, go check out our individual channels. I know that earlier Lady Boots up in the corner said to check out our social media. Go check out our YouTube channels, and because we'd love to
Yes.
have y'all.
Yes.
Yes. The support helps, y'all.
It does.
I think
Well,
all of us combined would make like one genius, don't you?
So,
We do
Oh,
make
wow.
a genius.
you're like a mega mind.
Yeah, we
The
would.
brain.
Well, thank you all so much for being in the chat. Thank you for coming up here for a few of you that did, Scott and Andale. And then what was it? The
Mackenzie.
Okay, Mackenzie. I'm like thinking of the. So thank you so much for asking questions in the chat and everywhere. What?
Monica, we got one more that popped in last minute.
Who is it? Who is it?
Hey.
Oh my gosh. My brother-in-law, who does all of our like behind the scenes, he's the one that helped us with our stickers, and he's done so many things for us. Thank you. See, he's at work driving around.
So who's your favorite brother-in-law and who's your favorite child, Monica?
You are.
I think he deserves a hey y'all hey.
I think
Hey
so.
y'all, hey.
Hey, y'all, hey.
All right, I gotta go back to work.
Good to see ya.
People are listening at work, and that's what I was thinking. You know, there's a lot of people listening at work, and that's awesome. And I say, come back next week and listen, and don't feel bad if you can't come up here and say hi, because you're listening and you're getting hopefully new tips and tricks and all the things. And come back next week, because here's the thing, we're gonna be here. Doesn't end here. Stay tuned, because here's a teaser for next week's episode.
Next time on Round the Hay Bale, YouTuber Elizabeth Ritchie joins us as our special guest host.
Christmas may be done, but the holidays ain't over. Join us as we talk about easy, simple New Year's Day treats.
We're also chatting about garden prepping and canning for 2022.
So grab a cup of joe and tune in next week for Round the Hay Bale.
Hey, y'all, hey.
Ta-da! Yay!
So before we bring up the band again, I just wanted to do a little bit of a trailer on the band, just to give y'all that don't know about the Band MacMillan a little bit about them. So before we bring them up, let's chat Band MacMillan.
All right. With their
So, the Band MacMillan, the trio has amassed a following of over 1 million followers that continues to grow daily. Their first Christmas single, Single Bells, top charts on Thanksgiving and has stayed on America's Top 100 for multiple weeks, y'all. Multiple.
We were laughing at that last scene that was on the video.
All right, guys, we would like to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas from the Hay Bale Gang to you.
Thank you for tuning in, and a huge thanks to Tammy, Mtn Grandma, for joining us this episode. And we really appreciate having you here.
Yes.
Thank you. Happy to be here for your first episode. I'm so excited about the future of this podcast. It's awesome, you guys.
Thank you.
Epic. Sorry.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mtn Grandma. And now performing their chart-topping new single, Single Bells.
Please welcome back Lauren, Catherine, Robert.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Walking down Main Street and I'm stuck out.